In section 3, we're going to start talking about how to solve an exponential equation. I want to start by talking about the exponential law. So to kind of review, exponential equation is an equation where the variable appears in the exponent. Now, for what we're going to be doing, we're going to be solving specifically for when some value equals another. So instead of y equals 2 to the x, I can have 4 equals 2 to the x. So I'm trying to solve for the x value so that when 2 is raised to that power, I get 4. Or I can say, when does 1/2 to the x minus 1 equal 16? So both of those are exponential equations that we, after this section, should be able to solve. So exponential law states that if two exponential equations have the same base, then the solution is when their exponents are equal. So going back to the example I just talked about, I'm like, all right, so I want to know, when does 4 equal 2 to the x? Well, I can rewrite 4 as 2 squared. So then because they have the same base, the solution is going to be x equals 2. Now we know that ahead of time. We know, all right, 2 squared is 4, so I know x is 2. So what you're basically doing is using exponential law, but in your head. So now we're going to talk about how to write down that process. So first examples, we have 10 to the 2x equals 10 to the x plus 8. So those equations are only ever equal. I can't have two numbers with different bases. 2 to the x and 3 to the x are never going to equal each other because they have different bases. So 10 to the 2x and 10 to the x plus 8 can only be equal when their exponents are equal. So they can only be the same when 2x equals x plus 8. And I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and we're going to get x equals 8. The nice thing is, these are very easy problems to check your solution. So if I check, 10 to the 2 times 8 has to equal 10 to the 8 plus 8. 2 times 8 is 16, so I get 10 to the 16th equals 10 to the 16th. Now, I don't need to know what 10 to the 16th is to know that they are equal. Okay. All right, next example. 1/3 to the 5x plus 6 equals 1/3 to the 2x. Very similar. They have the same base, so those equations are only ever the same when 5x plus 6 equals 2x. So I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. We're going to get 6 equals negative 3x. Divide by negative 3. And we get x equals negative 2. So again, I can check my solution. I have 1/3 to the 5 times negative 2 plus 6 equals 1/3 to the 2 times negative 2. So 5 times negative 2 is negative 10 plus 6, and then 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4, so I get 1/3 to the negative 4 equals 1/3 to the negative 4. So I don't need to evaluate them because they have the same exponent. Unfortunately for us, not all equations are going to have the same base. Now we kind of talked about in our example, like there's a way to rewrite them so they have the same base. Like when I had 2 to the x equals 4, I knew I could rewrite 4 as 2 squared. That's what so that's kind of like the easy situation where they're not going to have the same base. You can rewrite them. But there's also something called the negative exponent rule. So what happens if, like in our kind of looking at our previous 2 examples, one number is a fractional base and the other one is a whole number base? Like what if I had 1/3 to the x equals 9? How do I figure out how that works? Because I can't have a fraction and a whole number base. So that's where the negative exponent rule comes in. So it tells us that an equation with a negative exponent can be rewritten using fractions. So what that means is if you have some number a raised to the negative m power, I can rewrite it as 1 over a to the positive m power. All right. So that allows us to rewrite fractional bases with negative exponents with whole number bases. And I know it's a little bit weird to think about in the definition, so I'm going to go through some examples as well. So our first example, we have 3 to the x equals 27. So I'm basically figuring out 3 to what power is 27. Now, if you're not entirely sure, you can start plugging in values for x. And if you have one base that's already like with the exponent and your other side is a number, you kind of know what the base is going to be. Like if I'm trying to rewrite 27, I'm trying to rewrite it as 3 raised to a power. And I know 3 to the first power is 3. I know 3 squared is 9. So the first number I'm going to check is like 3 cubed. Like what is 3 cubed? And 27 can be written as 3 cubed, which means my solution is x equals 3. Problems like this are very straightforward, and you're not really required to show work here. Like, oh, 3 to the x is 3. 3 cubed is 27. Something like the next problem is where I expect you to show work. I have 4 to the 10x equals 8 to the x plus 3. So if possible, if I only have to rewrite one of the bases, that's kind of the goal. But that's not always going to be the case. It'd be nice if I can rewrite 8 as 4 raised to a power, but I can't. Because if you think in powers of 4, 4 to the first power is 4. 4 to the second power is actually 16. So I'm going to have to rewrite both of them. All right, and now, so I'm going to start with 4. Well, I know 4 can be rewritten as 2 squared. So my left side is going to become 2 squared, and I still have my 10x. So now I have to think, all right, 8, can I rewrite it as 2 raised to a number? And I can rewrite it as 2 cubed, and then I still have my x plus 3. So now I have my 2 bases that are the same. They're both 2. Now my exponents are the 2 and the 10x, and the 3 and the x plus 3. So I'm going to have to multiply those together. So I have to do 2 times 10x equals 3 times x plus 3. Because if you have an exponent raised to an exponent, which is what we have in this situation, they multiply together. So 2 times 10x is going to give me 20x. I'm going to distribute the 3. I get 3x plus 9. Subtract 3x from both sides. We're going to get 17x equals 9. Divide by 17, and x is 9/17. So we're not always guaranteed to get nice fractions or even nice numbers, but we will get a solution. So the next example, here's an example of where I have one side that's a fractional base and the other that's not. I have 1/5 to the x equals 25 to the 6x. So I want both of them to be whole number bases. You can technically rewrite a whole number base as a fraction, but considering the whole entire point is to get rid of fractions in a lot of things we do, I'm going to rewrite 1/5 as 5 to the -1. Okay. Now I need to also rewrite 25 as 5 raised to a power, and I know 25 is 5 squared. And I still have my 6x. So I'm going to go ahead, I have to do -1 times x, and I have to do 2 times 6x. I get -x equals 12x. Now this is a little bit tricky, because typically here, I want to get my variables on the same side. So like if I were to add x to both sides, I'm going to get 0 equals 13x. I'm going to divide by 13, and I'm going to get x equals 0. So this is not no solution. I can get 0 as an answer. So remember, if I check this, right, I get 1/5 to the 0 equals 25 to the 6 times 0. And we discussed this. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 1/5 to the 0 is 1. 6 times 0 is 0, so I have 25 to the 0, which is also 1. So it does work. X equaling 0 is a solution. All right, last example. We have 7 to the x equals -30. So there's a couple problems with this equation. All right, number one, we discussed this previously. If you have just a number raised to an exponent, it can never equal a negative number. So 7 to the x equals -30 has no solution, because an exponential equation cannot equal a negative number unless there's something else happening. So if just a number raised to the x cannot equal a negative. The other issue here is like if I didn't have a negative. So if I had 7 to the x equals 30. Okay. My goal is to rewrite 30 as 7 raised to a power. But my problem here is we know 7 to the first is 7. We know 7 squared is 49. And 30 falls somewhere in between 7 to the first and 7 squared. So other problem here is 30 cannot be rewritten as 7 raised to a power. Now, we will eventually talk about how to solve these types of equations because there is a solution. There is a value for x that when I plug it in for 7, I will get 30. It's just not possible with what we have discussed so far. And the only thing we have discussed so far is rewriting one or both sides so they have the same base. So we will discuss at some point how to solve an equation like 7 to the x equals 30. But 7 to the x equals -30 is never going to have a solution if it's just a number raised to x. Let me know if you have any questions about solving rational equations.